when you walk by. It's a sad, sad thing when you get so low.
Little Johnny getting out the pen. Grew up in the hood with them killers, he had a twin. His name was Little Trey, represented the set till his head got popped. Now he's the only living king. His mom sprung out OB back in 82. His dad murdered by a junkie over a game of pool. Now Johnny picked up the flag and he go at the blue. Hey, Trey gangster, the only thing he knew. Started selling rock and he's calling the shots now. 16 on the block with the powwow. Wish a robber would roll up so he could bust shots. And if not, on the block, pass out. Johnny had one goal to be a kingpin. Nobody could stop his money flowing, they see him. And they be trying to pile on him, but Johnny too tough. He got a lot of heart, he pulled a hammer up.
Johnny gon' fight the John. Oh, he left me when you walk by. It's a sad, sad thing when you get so low.
Fast forward, little Johnny is 28. He just got out of the pen for selling plenty weight. He served 10 in a month, he was locked up. It's when Trey caught a bullet, now he dead weight. Little Johnny took his pain out on inmates, stabbing at least 2 and beating the rest face. Hey, the solid balls added to the pain. His only friend in the pen was his roommate, an old man named Jake. He was serving life, a double homicide, but then he met Christ, and Jake became a Christian, witnessed to little Johnny, but Johnny wasn't trying to hear it, he was thinking money. And right before he got released, Jake prayed for him, told him stay out on the street side. So Johnny tried to get a job, never qualified, cause he's a felon, now he's back selling dope at night.
Johnny gon' fight the John. Oh, he left me when you walk by. It's a sad, sad thing when you get so low.
Johnny pushing 20 weight, hanging with the crew. Cop a new Cadillac on him 22. He's been at it for 6 months, everything's cool. The young cats start the plot, he don't have a clue. This new generation, they caring about the rules. All they see is green money and a rich fool. If they ain't gotta take a pistol when they rob you, they ain't caring if you a red or you wear the blue. But little Johnny from the old school, he dare a thug try to rob me, he a smoke dude. There's always somebody that's tougher. His name is Big Lurch. He's a hitman in the cover. Ooh, he been peeping Johnny and plotting for about 2 months. See a window opportunity, he show up. Johnny high on the corner about midnight. Lurch grip the heater type. Bye, good night.
Johnny gon' fight the John. Oh, he left me when you walk by. It's a sad, sad thing when you get so low.
We back without our guests. Know where the guests at. No co-host, no anything. So this beat gonna make somebody want to rob a bank or two. Yep. So I guess we'll just wait a little while and see who show up. No guests, no co-host. Maybe I got a bad link. Let me check the link. King Babalu is doing great, last I heard. Now the link is good. OGs be on OG time. That's why I said he's expected to show up at 7:30. I don't know what's going on with Q's. Q's the one that really set it up, basically. And Loco was already with us, so I don't know what Loco's doing. One of the nights, I guess. Play that Squeak Rule and Fitzgerald. King Leo, you ask a lot of questions, man. Cold Blood, what's up?
Maniacs and Mac kids. That nigga say maniacs and Mac kids. That nigga crazy.
I say you rolling up that Mexican weed, man.
Nah. I'm running low on weed because I got to travel. I ain't finna just drive with it this time. I ain't gonna do no smoking on the road.
Where you headed, to Dallas?
No, you know I'm going to the town tomorrow in the morning.
Right.
Yeah, you be knocked out when I get there.
You never know, man. Sometimes I get up 5, 6 o'clock. That's why I be sleeping at 11 o'clock, because I've been and got up and got bored and went back to sleep.
You ain't heard nothing else from old Charleston White, huh?
Man, he was tagging me. I had to unfollow dude, man. Those off the chain, man.
Yeah, he telling those niggas he gonna go down there and tell.
He just too extra on that blaming blacks for everything, man. Like, it's cool to shame us, but that don't make the white man God. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I just got tired of the pro-white, anti-black rhetoric, man.
Mm-hmm.
But to each his own, man. You know, for those that's laughing that I unfollowed him, I'm gonna tell you this. That's why I don't follow a lot of people. And half the ones I follow now, I want to unfollow them too. Because truthfully speaking, it's a lot more clowns out there. They just don't go as hard as him, because they're not as enlightened as he is, and they're not as goofy as he is. But
yeah,
it's a lot of people misled and misleading on social media, man. It's pathetic, and it drives me crazy.
Yeah, I agree, bro. Yeah. I know one thing, you gotta be awful careful, man, up there in that funk, talking that crazy shit about them niggas like that. That's like that's some wild shit. That's what's wild about it to me. Like going that route, you never see a black man too much go that route and just throw itself out there for the whole city to be after.
I mean, most black dudes that do stuff like that, the brown nose, are too ashamed to go all out like that. Dude's doing it with pride. Like, I don't know, like he got a death wish or he's trolling.
No, I think you was right the first time, bro.
Yeah.
Cause some of the names dude be speaking on and reckless about, that ain't too cool.
Yeah.
So anyway.
But the ones that get under my skin, man, is those be on my Twitter or my Instagram, and they make comments about us being sleep and ignorant and being laughed at, and they be right there liking and cheering for what a white dude is saying.
Yeah.
it's like the rhetoric that you spewing out. I mean, you're a hypocrite. Because here you are talking about how dumb and how lost we are, and we niggas and Negroes, and you liking and co-signing what a white dude says. So why even play the race card to begin with, if that's how you feel? You know what I mean? It's sad to me, man. Especially, like I said when I was talking about the politics last time, when King Real came on, is if you feel that way, that's cool. That's how you feel. Don't try to convince me to go your route. Don't try to convince me to think like you and do the shit you do. Because that ain't me. I wouldn't be Kev Mac if I do that. You know, when I always talk about I wasn't the hardest nigga, and there was a lot of niggas that did way more than me from 60s. I get a lot of my love because I always stood on my own too. I always did my own thing. I wasn't following behind somebody because he said do something. Either we was gonna roll side by side, shoulder to shoulder, or we wasn't gonna roll at all. Unless if it was my agenda, then I'll go to the forefront. But if it was somebody else's agenda, I couldn't follow behind nobody, bro, because I didn't trust nobody's judgment. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me that there's a lick and expect me to be the one to go all in. You got to be the one to go in, and I'll come with you. You know what I mean? Because how do I know it's $500,000 in that house? How do I know it's a drawer full of Rolexes in there? Because you told me? No, that ain't good enough. Nigga, take a picture and then show me the picture. You know what I'm saying? Let me hear the nigga on the phone say it's right there. Something. And so, you know, I always say, you know, people try to figure out why the 60s respect me so much. That's all it is I stood on my own. You know what I'm saying? When it was time to roll, it was time to roll. But I wasn't no foo-foo ass nigga, and I wasn't ever trying to be nobody's leader, and I wasn't trying to hand pick a leader for me. You know what I mean? Yeah. I just was more about the rules of the whole thing, and there goes Sweetback.
I'm sitting here, man. I'm like, wait a minute. I got to find out how this go.
How you doing, man? Triple OG.
I'm all right. Give me 1 sec. I was listening to y'all. People was calling me, saying that you was having a problem contacting me and so forth and so on. So I moved my stage outside, man, where I can get some air and I can breathe.
That's what's up.
And I'm in my own yard, so I ain't got to worry about being in somebody else's business.
How you doing, OG?
How you doing, young brother?
I'm good. I'm good.
What you call me?
I said OG.
Don't call
what
me.
You call me?
Don't call
me.
Okay,
all right, Sweetback.
Triple.
I'm the only triple OG left, homie.
Triple OG, yes, sir.
From day one, I'm the only one left.
All right, I got it.
How you guys doing, man?
We doing all right.
Yeah. Hey, no, I be seeing you. I be listening to y'all, man. You know, that's the problem now. People don't want to listen to the next person.
Right.
In order for things to work, we have to work collectively. You know what I mean? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you good.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is it okay to start, Kev?
Oh yeah. Because I didn't really know what you wanted to talk about, but can I ask you one question before you get started? Who was?
I just want to make sure you guys can hear me.
Yeah, we hear you good.
Okay. First and foremost, man, let's give thanks to the Almighty above for allowing us to be here today, for allowing me and both you brothers, Cutes, and all other humans that have been oppressed in this struggle of prison and gangs and all that. Today, we can go free, man, because God has come to our rescue. I just want to say that. I want to thank everybody's mothers, especially because most of us grew up in a single parent dwelling. Dealing with us wasn't easy. It still ain't easy. But one thing about it, we only get one mother, so we have to listen. And I'm glad today that I have listened to mine, the majority of my life. My mother is my best friend. She's 93 years old. When I was gone and in prison and everything, she kept up with my belongings. Most importantly, my poster, the poster of us when we were young men. Growing up in South Central, we had to find some form of identity, man. And at St. Andrews Park, the park where I grew up in, they had these Wahoopies down on the other end telling us we couldn't come down there because that was their bowling green. Well, where I come from, parks are for kids. I know the elderly come in and do their thing, but basically parks are for kids. So now you trying to push us out the park. Well, we were a set of individuals that wasn't going to allow that. We didn't mean no harm. And today, publicly, I've said it before, but today, publicly, on Kev Mac's show, my name is Donald Archie, a.k.a. Sweetback. I have been carrying a heavy burden for 50 years. This year is a 50-year anniversary for CRIPS. I never gangbanged in my life. I Crip. When I did it, I was a Crip. Never gangbanged. But I'm not on here to talk about the good and the bad of that. What I'm on here for today is I haven't given up. Guys like Kev Mac haven't given up. Young brothers like Loco, Cute, and a lot of other brothers who express their deep empathy and sympathy for mankind, not just black people, not just white people, not just Asians, not just trailer trash. We're all humans. We were born in this world. God created us through our mothers and fathers. We need to respect the fact that this coronavirus, this ain't by no incident. This ain't by no incident. I'm 66 years old, and I remember when I was young in the Watts riot, they found some shoes in my mother's car, and they told us we had been looped, and it really hurt my mother's feelings because she wasn't that type of lady. When they disrespected my mama that day, I said to Tookie, I said to the rest of my comrades, I don't mention a lot of names because a lot of brothers don't want to be mentioned. But the comrades that I ran with on the west side of town, we just said that you wasn't going to kick us in the butt no longer. We didn't know what we were doing, but we were forming something to combat the nonsense that LAPD, Lenox Sheriff Station, and Firestone were embodying upon us. They was kicking us in the behind. They was calling us thugs. They made outlandish remarks about the way we walked and what we represented, how we wore our pants. If you had that much time worrying about some young people, then you had enough time to do things right. Cripping has been going on 50 years. Gang banging is over. For those who are doing it, you do what you want to do. I'm not here to criticize you or anything like that. Everybody has their own mind. In the early 70s is when gang banging began. But these young brothers, just like us, when we came up, Craig Craddock on the east side, Psycho Mike, Raymond, Bulldog, all those brothers, me, Tookie, Madbone, Mad Dog, guys over here on the west side. We just said we were tired of being pushed around. We were 15, 16 years old, man. We were trying to do something that would resonate throughout the impoverished neighborhoods. Impoverished means blacks and Hispanics. Anybody else that want to jump in there, and I hope people don't get offended, but trailer trash fit in there too. The system made us the way that we are. This has never been said. It had never been dissected. I've been doing this. I started cripping when I was 16 years old over here on the West Side. I know what I'm talking about. I've heard numerous individuals get on these interviews and really, really, really tear down the integrity of Crips and Bloods. Yes, we have integrity. It doesn't show a lot because there's a lot of crap going on. There's a lot of people, haters. Let me tell you, a dog that'll bring a bone or take a bone. The biggest gang in our society is LAPD and Lenox Sheriff Station, and over there on the east side is Firestone, the biggest gang in the world. We just said we wasn't scared of them, and believe me, from 69 to about 72, we gave them hell. I told some police not too long ago who rushed up in St. Andrews Park like you know, they had a key to come up in there, but it was nothing but older brothers sitting around conversating, really enjoying each other's company. I told them, I said, no disrespect to none of y'all, but in the 60s, in between 68 and 70 something, you couldn't have ran up in this park and done none of that, but we would have served you. Right or wrong, that's what we knew how to do. Today, I asked, let me tell you, I lost Tookie, I lost Mad Dog, I've lost, I don't want to mention a lot of people's names that don't want to be mentioned. I have a lot of blood partners that I love dearly. Anybody listening to this that has ever been incarcerated with me, no, I don't care where you come from, because it ain't what you did yesterday, it's what you do today. That's the way God deals with it, and I work for God. I wouldn't be sitting here today being able to have this audience to talk to you people and express some sincerity. I do interviews every now and then. I don't do a lot of them because I don't tell stories. When you hear Donald Sweetback Archie speak, believe me, I'm giving you the truth. It might hurt somebody, it might help somebody. That's on them. If you've ever got on there and said that you were the co-founder of the Westside Crips, or you were this or that, and you wasn't right, I don't have to say nothing. You know. You have given a lot of young people distorted views, and that's not what it's about. This show here today is not to harp on that. I come today pleading with all Crips, Bloods, Hispanic gang members, Asian gang members, and anybody else that has lived on the other side of the rope. I beg with y'all today to get with all the people in Beverly Hills and Hollywood they want. But until Crip, Bloods, and Hispanics and any other faction, any other entity in Los Angeles that wants to be a part of a historical event, because guess what? We are the Mecca for gang banging. Crips and Bloods are everywhere. They're in South Africa. They're everywhere. People want to emulate. Same with Hispanic gangs. I'm not asking nobody to do nothing but be the person that God created us to be. He didn't sustain my life all this time. I done been shot. I done been in prison. I done damn near called life sentences. I always say when I get out, how long is long enough? You got all them real dudes in there. Some of them getting out there could really help us out here, but you turn your nose to them. LeBron James, Maverick Carter, Kawhi Leonard, and a host of others who have come to Los Angeles to make these big checks. We come and buy y'all tickets. We support y'all. Now I'm asking y'all to support what we want to do. Because guess what? We run LA. We run LA. Don't get it twisted. And if we come to a medium of positivity, of synergy, which is unity, let me tell you something. We'll turn some pages in history that our kids and our grandkids can be proud of. It's not about me. It's not about Kev Mac. It's not about Alex Alonso. It's not about Cutes. It's not about any Bloods that step up. It's not about any other person who gets on these videos and try to come up with a solution. The solution is we don't have it. The only entity that has a solution is the Almighty God. And for some of y'all that really don't know me, it may be strange for you to hear, but that only means you don't know me. And I want to get to know you. I have been in these streets. I do funerals because I do poetry. I have been in these streets every second of my life. I can go anywhere. I can go anywhere because guess what? Most of the youngsters that run this now have been in jail with me and know what I'm about. I don't care if you're Crip, Blood, Captain Crunch, and the Funky Bunch. If you were ever around me and you hear me today, you understand what I told you 10 or 15 years ago. Change is inevitable. Do you want to be a part of change, or do you want to sit back and get a long prison sentence, get killed, or just be nothing in life? That's not what God created us for. And what I'm speaking of is love. People take that word and they distort it. God is love. So anytime you tell your woman or your kids you love them, before you say it, think what the word stands for. That's God. And the beginning of love is where one man feels another man's needs or another person's needs are as important as his own. This is something that is imperative to all of us. To all of us. I say to you, you don't have to be afraid of Crips and Blood. I can't speak for the Hispanics. You don't have to be afraid of us because we love you. We just need you to understand some of the things that we've been through, good or bad. The Bible tells you the Lord doesn't give us a spirit of fear, but a power of love and of a sound mind. So I'm asking for everybody in the sound of my voice. You may not know me. It ain't about me. It ain't about Tookie. It ain't about Raymond and a lot of the other ones that are gone. But guess what? Since the legacy lives on, God makes sure that somebody with a sound mind and body or peoples are here to speak on the subject like it is. This virus that's going on, that ain't by no coincidence. A lot of you people that have never read the Bible and know about the town of Sodom and Gomorrah and things of that nature, when the Lord tell you something and he give you a job to do and you don't do it, you will be caught up in the same rapture with all the rest of them that did not want to adhere to his message. The Lord didn't have to send the virus down on earth. He could have just destroyed the earth like he did everywhere else. But if you listen and look at the Bible, he warned them every time. He given us our warning, young brothers and sisters. I don't want just Crips and Bloods out there. I want their mothers out there. I want their fathers out there. I want their brothers. I want their sisters. I grew up under the tutorage of a man named Bob Simmons, who came to the jail houses and got all of us out of jail, took us to Camp Factor Brookings. And he told us, he said, it ain't what you did yesterday, it's what you do after. So everything that has been done prior to today, the Lord will forgive us. It's called a redemptive state. But if we continuously perpetuate ignorance and stupidity, lack of self-esteem, no scruples, no morals, no mother wit. The majority of us grew up with our mother telling us what to do. If Pops came by every once in a while, it really wasn't to see us. It was to see our mamas, because our mamas was strong. And he had to come back to get some energy, regardless to how he got it. Our black mothers, Lord have mercy, I'm telling you, man, I've been waiting for this day for a long time. My best friend, I have great empathy for Mr. Floyd and a lot of other ones. But in 1969, at Pepperdine College on 79th between Normandy and Vermont, a Waiupi security guard felt it was okay to kill my best friend, Larry Kimmons. And we said, you ain't gonna kill no more of us. We gonna start returning the favor. Yes, that's why original Westside Crips were on the map, because we said we wasn't taking that shit no more. We didn't know what we were doing. We were trying to gain a new, to form a new consciousness for ourselves, so we could reciprocate and give it to others. If I hold something in shame, I'm doing everybody else an injustice, because my shame might be Kev Mac shame, might be Loco's shame. So if I don't say nothing about it, those other two individuals might say, I ain't gonna say nothing, man, because I don't want nobody to think crazy of me. That's not the point. We need to reciprocate so we can help people. A lot of these rappers that's making all this money, I'm glad for you. I am truly glad for you. But right now, we need y'all. Y'all have a voice. All you rappers have a voice. Let me tell you something. I appreciate, and everybody, I want you to hear me here. I appreciate you and all the work you've ever done, Mr. Jesse Jackson. I pray for your better health. Mr. Sharpton, I pray for you. I heard you on TV the other day talking about a march. But for me right now, step to the side, because we got some new black leaders that's getting ready to step up and do what they need to do. I thank you, Mr. Sharpton, for all y'all ever done. But they didn't listen to y'all. They killed Medgar Evers. They killed a lot of other brothers. Guess what? They might kill us, but guess what? We'll go down in history as a group, as a culture in this new millennium, as this entity rolls on. If we don't make the change, you see everybody out there marching and I thank them. All races, I thank them. But until Crips, Bloods, and Hispanic factions and any other faction who feels like they've been dehumanized get together, it ain't all about walking. We want to talk first, and we don't want them to let them know what we coming till we coming. We don't need no permits to take over Western Avenue, Vermont, or Broadway. We don't need no permit. This is our city. This is our city. They have been governing us for too long. It's time for us to govern ourselves.
And that was powerful.
Talk to me, Loco.
Hey, that was powerful.
Oh, man, I'm loving every word. I'm loving everything I'm hearing, man. How you doing, Mr. Lavender?
Hold on.
Look, how about yourself?
I'm good, sir. Good.
Sweetback. Jimmy Lavender wanted to come by for a minute to speak to you.
All right, I know your name, brother, but I'm getting older, you know. But I know your name, and I've seen some work that you do. Let me tell you, Mr. Lavender, I don't care where you're from. I appreciate you, brother. Let me tell you.
Hey, Doc.
Let me say this. Big Skip,
Go ahead.
Big Skip from 20s, T. Rogers, Bloodhound, a lot of other guys. Man, I love them dudes like they my brothers, because guess what? We share a common cause. They've been trying to break us for 50 years. Crips and Bloods have been around for 50 years, but we're unbreakable. We're unbreakable because when you stop us in one area, we know how to get up and find something else to do.
Okay, Doc.
Come on, Jimmy. Yeah.
How many people call you Doc? Hey, look, are you still using a loaded baseball bat to knock a softball over the fence?
No, hey, I'm Ernestine. I'm an Ernestine son. Yeah, let me tell you something. The genes, man, the genes.
I think the last time I seen you play was over at St. Andrews Park.
Yes.
Softball league with Tippy Cole and all those guys.
Now I know who you are. Now I know who you are.
Oh yeah. So you been all right?
Oh man, God is good. Hey, I'm on God's time. I'm on God's time. He ain't on ours. And anybody in the sound of my voice think that God's on our time, you's a fool. We on God's time. And the ones that are talking and speaking up that can make a difference, those are the ones that he sends all these revelations. I get revelations in my sleep. I'm homeless, but guess what? I still care about people I don't even know. Jesus Christ cared about people he didn't even know. It's up to us, man. It's up to us. It's up to us not to, oh man, I don't want to hear nothing he got to say. It's not about what I got to say. I'm only a messenger. I'm a messenger for God. I don't care what nobody say. My name Donald Archie. And anybody know you or tell you that all my life, I tell people my name Donald Archie because I am proud of Donald Archie. Like I say, it ain't what I used to do, it's what I do now.
That's right.
When you allow God to manifest change in you, all that old stuff, I wasn't really that bad no way. That's why I'm still here, and that's why a lot of people still listen to what Donald Archie got to say. Because if you ever been locked up with me or ever been in the streets with me, you know. If I see you, I'm going to give you some insight. I wouldn't care what color you are, what color flag you wear. If you care about humanity, if you care about yourself, if you care about your mother, your brother, your sister, your nieces, your nephews, your aunts, your uncles, so forth and so on. Today is the day that I'm asking. I don't try to tell nobody nothing. I don't try to tell the young people how to do what they do because they have their own mindset. But today, I'm telling you some stuff that maybe you didn't know. The system was so mad at Tookie. They employed tactics that he was the leader of the Westside Crips, which is so far-fetched, it's a shame. If you ever read his book, Blue Rage, Black Redemption, I remember the day I met Tookie. I remember the day we walked away together to go steal some pit bulls together, and we were together ever since. Why? Because God put us together. We didn't know what was going on, but the Lord knows. We have to start believing in the unseen. Not the unheard, but the unseen. Everybody has their form of religion, but guess what? Ain't but one God. Ain't but one. And I know a lot of other brothers know, and sisters who have been in them stoops with life sentences, with 30 to life, with 50 to life, with 150, with 20 years. They know what they had to do to get out of there. They're making my fellow brothers now, they're trying to make them do some dehumanizing stuff to get out of prison. And my partner Cute will speak on that later. Debriefing, take it and stick it up your, you know what. A lot of Hispanics and blacks, whether you Crip or Blood or whatever you follow, they're not out of prison because they're not going to give the system the information to F over the people that are behind. How long is long enough? You give these guys a prescribed sentence, they do that sentence, and you still won't let them out? You're building more prisons for what? You got something planned. You got something planned. But guess what? God does not work for evil. God works for good. So he allowed this virus to come over this earth. So he and his messengers, me, guys like Kev Mac, guys like Loco, Cute, Lavender, Alex Alonso, Skip Townsend, Taco, and a lot of other brothers that are out there. They talk about all these frontline workers. We've been on the front line. I've been on the front line 50 years. This virus is real. But I work for God, so I'm not afraid. He got me doing a job, and that's what I'm gonna do. I need everybody to hear me. I need you to hear my voice, man.
We hear you.
All you rappers in Compton, Long Beach, Venice Showline, Linwood, all over the world, up north, E40, Too Short. I need all of y'all. I need all of y'all. They've been telling me that the brothers up north don't like me. They've been telling the brothers up north that Crips and Bloods don't like them. That's a lie. That's why we've been at war, in and out of those prisons. But today, we pull the wool from over their bull crap. We are the same. They treat us the same. They treat Hispanics just as worse as they treat blacks. Sure, Black Lives Matter, but you will never hear me holler that because all humanity matters. But I say to Crips and Bloods, this is our city. People are afraid to come here because they know you got to deal with them boys down there. One thing about us, we fight and we argue amongst each other, but don't get to messing with nobody down here that's part of this down here. Then you got to deal with all of us. So today, let's all come together. Let me tell you, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Hill Harper. He's a Harvard graduate. He's an actor. He's an activist. He's a lawyer. And I think he is the best man to start stepping up for us. Like I said, I appreciate you, Mr. Sharpton. And Jesse, I see you in bad health. I pray for you every night. But you had your time. We got some new blacks, and I'm not taking nothing from you. I appreciate everything all y'all done. That's what inspires me to keep the love alive between Crips, Bloods, and other factions in this city. This is our city, man. If change is going to come about, it comes about with Crips, Bloods, and Hispanics. Believe me, I love to talk. But if I'm not talking about something, it means nothing. Believe me, my heart has been into this ever since I started. I was the first Westside Crip to say I'm through. I was the very first to say I'm through. But through God taking over my life, I found out that I can't leave it. I'm a part of the conception of it. And people can tell you all around the world, oh, I was a part of this, I was a part of that. Well, I'm going to say something. Raymond Washington, Bulldog, Craig Craddock. I'm going to just throw those three names out there from the east side. I'm going to say Donald Archie, Mad Dog Erskine Jones, Ricardo Sims, Keith Henderson, Ricky Henderson, Adam Harrison, Cuz, I won't say his real name because he don't want it to be known. We started Westside Crips to protect our neighborhood, not to kill no other black, none of that. Things got out of hand. I apologize to the world today, publicly. Me, Donald Lynn Archie, Sweetback. I apologize for Tookie, for Mad Dog, for Bub, Ricardo Sims, who caught the case at the Hollywood Palladium when they alleged that they beat the guy to death over the leather coat. The guy's coat that was actually being taken had been taken, but there was another guy who felt like he wanted to be Superman. Let me tell you something. If I walk out in the street today and I want to voice my opinion, and there's 20,000 people out there with guns and knives, soon as I say something gonna kill me, I'm not gonna say nothing right then. I'm gonna be smarter than that. I'm gonna wait till I can say it and not be approached with the crap. Well, that's what he should have did. Robert Ballou was not even in the incident, but he want to be a tough guy and he want to come over there and deal with them guys. I hate that he lost his life, but let me tell you today, Crips and Blood, young or old, they don't play, brother, when it comes to Los Angeles. Now is the time, though. Now is the time, because gangbanging is over. Too much money to be made, and too many people know it's money to be made. We're smarter than that now. I look at a lot of these young brothers. I've been in those extended dorms in Westside with them dudes from everywhere, with them long sentences, trying to make it back home. It's time for us to hold our system accountable, not in a violent manner, but I guarantee you, once they see us coming, believe me, they gonna know we ain't playing. Because for so long, they perpetuated crap. They go over there and tell some of the Bloods that the Crips is on their way. Well, a Crip got a girlfriend over there and he gets dropped off and then it looks real. It ain't that. We have to learn to trust each other. We can survive in any situation. And I speak of blacks and Hispanics. We are two of the most resourceful cultures in America. We are superior. People try to emulate everything we do, from the way we wear our clothes to the way we rap, the way we talk to women, just our swagger, period. Miss Ellen DeGeneres is a lady who I know cares about people in LA. I watch her shows. I watch how she pulls money out of her pocket to help people. So we want people like Ellen DeGeneres, Wendy Williams, and anybody that y'all can think of. Hold them accountable. Hold them accountable. It's time to hold people accountable. Because if we don't get it together now, it ain't going to be no tomorrow, y'all. And I want you to remember this. All that I am All that I hope to be and all that I have accomplished in life are a result of the hand of God on my life. Only the mistakes are mine. And remember this, no matter how long you live, you'll be dead much longer. So let's live, LA. Let's live.
Got a bounce right now, you guys.
Okay, Jimmy.
Okay, you guys take it easy. Doc, you take care, bro.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Likewise. I gotta
brother.
go.
All
I'm
right,
out.
take it easy. Sweetback, I got a couple questions for you.
Come on, man.
Where does the name come from, Sweetback?
From the movie?
What movie was that?
My homeboys went to the movie one night and saw the movie Sweetback, Badass Son.
Okay.
And when they came back, we were all on 84th, and some of us was on 84th and Western. And we used to wear apple caps a lot, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, as soon as they walked up in the driveway, soon as my homies walked up in the driveway, me, Tookie, and Cuz was standing there with our apple caps on. And one of my homeboys looked at me, he say, man, we just left the movie where we saw you. I said, you ain't seen me. He said, yes, partner. He said, your new name is Sweetback. Well, if you ever seen the movie, Sweetback was a dude who ran up on a gang of bikers, and they was gonna beat him down and all that. And they told him. He told him, he said, I ain't going nowhere. And they said, well, the only way you can get out of this, the leader of the motorcycle gang was a big old fine blonde head Waupi. And they told him, they say, if you can put her on the back of that bike and make her scream and holler, you got a free pass out of here. Well, back in the day, we used to have ditching parties. I don't know what they call them now, but wherever there was a ditching party that me and my crew was at, you didn't have to worry about the girls coming out their panties. They was gonna come out their panties anyway. So as soon as we got there, we came up out of ours. So association bring on assimilation. So the name Sweetback came from that movie.
Hey, how about Buddha? Was you good friends with Buddha?
Anybody that was a part of Westside Crip was my homie, was my real ones. If you that poster that you posted on your page, Buddha and Tookie are in the front, Bogart and Warlock are kind of in the back. I'm in the back because when I came, they had already set up. I'm there with the beanie on, and Lil James Compton from the 118th Street is right behind me. See, what people don't understand, in the beginning, it was East Side, West Side, and Compton. The Grandies, Wilmington Arms, whatever y'all want to call it, where Big Rebo and Bitter Child and Honcho and them is from. Mac Thomas and them, Boot Hill. See, people don't know nothing about that, but they always want to talk about the beginning. So if you don't know nothing about the beginning, leave it alone. Talk about what you know.
How about Mad Dog and Moto? Did you know them?
There's not a Crip off the east side or over on the west side that Donald Archie didn't know firsthand. Because if you were from the west side, you had to know me. Because before CRIPS came in existence, over here was Donald Archie and them. Check your calendar. But me, I don't need that. I don't need that.
Right.
But when it comes to real historians, real history, that's why I don't do too much talking.
Right.
But when I say something, It's for the masses. It's not just for Crips and Bloods. It's for anybody who has a conscience. It's for anybody who is tired of being kicked in the butt. It's for anybody who's tired of sitting in Supermax, in Wayside, in Medium North, in Wayside, in 800, in Wayside, being dehumanized. If you're tired of that, if you're tired of sitting in them tanks where you got to go in the right tank, you got to make sure you go in the right tank. You go in the wrong tank, you're going to get served. So if you're tired of all that, if you're tired of going and sitting up in them stanky ass courthouses in Torrance and LAX, downtown, Compton, Long Beach, if you're tired of that, let's do this. Because I'm tired of it. I've been tired of it. But God has sustained my life long enough for a day like this to happen where I can be his messenger. Mm-hmm. I'm proud to say I serve God. I serve him every day. I serve him every day of my life. I'm a homeless man. But one thing about it, if you cannot be trusted with a little, God will never elevate you to a lot. Mm. So I asked, I'm pleading. This plane is passing, but I'm pleading. I'm pleading with Snoop Dogg. I'm pleading with Jeezy. I'm pleading with Offset, Quavo. I'm pleading with Nicki Minaj. I'm pleading with that new lady that got out with the body. What's her name, y'all?
Cardi B.
She say she ratchet and everything else. What's her name?
Cardi B. Cardi B.
No, that's me. Cardi B is me and Offset's wife. But don't tell it. No, I'm talking about Megan Thee Stallion. I'm calling for all of them because they have a voice. They have a platform. We pay money for y'all's records. We pay money for y'all's concerts. We pay money to go see LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Kawhi Leonard, Doc Rivers. I'm even talking to Jeannie Buss. I'm talking to everybody who we have spent our money with. We back y'all. Can't nobody come to LA and I want to say my condolences to everybody who lost their lives that was with Kobe and his daughter and all those other innocent people. But I had a guy one time in prison get mad because Robert Horry and them was whooping the shit out of Sacramento, and he's talking about he would whoop Kobe's ass. And I stood up and told him in prison, you ain't got to go to LA. You can get it. You can get it right here, because you can't mess with none of our superstars in LA. We behind our superstars in LA. So now I want our superstars to be behind what we got going. It don't cost you a dime. All it costs you is a little time, and you ain't got nothing else to do.
You hear that, Paul George?
Yeah, he really needs
Paul Pierce. I mean, it's a number of guys, man.
Let me tell you something. We need guys. What's the boy's name? Yeah, man. They call him Big Shot. He played for Denver, and he left Denver. Denver said he didn't have it. Chauncey Billups.
Oh, yeah.
Chauncey Billups. Chauncey Billups is another man who we need up front with us. We need Magic. We not the Lakers organization. We hear you, Magic. We know what your heart is about. Ever since you came to LA, you ain't did nothing but try to help build up LA. Stay with us. All the rest of all these people that got all these money, the Kardashians, Kim Kardashian, I thank you for helping people with their cases trying to come out of prison. 50 Cent for coming out with that movie about that brother. Well, it's a lot of those brothers that are still in there that need to be out here fighting for us. How long is long enough, America? How long is long enough? Why do you keep holding my brown and black brothers in incarceration for overtime? How long is long enough? I am tired. Their families are tired. Aren't you tired of feeding them? Let them out. Let us make a difference. We didn't make it to this point being no fools. What I gained through coming through them stoops is fortitude, strength and courage under extreme pressure. When they got to talking about this pandemic and all that, trying to wait till this plane pass.
Oh, no problem.
I said to myself, I watch people rush these stores and take all the toilet paper, all the napkins, even the party napkins folks was wiping their behinds with. They scared us. Well, you're going to be scared than that if you don't listen. You won't be scared. You won't be here. The rapture is real. The Lord is extending courtesy to us, saying, come together, share, quit looking down on the little man. I'm not saying every person run up to you on the street, ask you for $5 or $10, because you know nowadays they ask you for the amount they want. They don't want no change no more. But I give to those that I see and know are in need. I give nothing to the greedy. Nothing. Nothing at all. God wants us to share, regardless to race, creed, or color. I love the fact that I see people trying to help people. But let me tell you one thing that really hurt my feelings. I saw the first memorial for Mr. Floyd. And I listened to Mr. Sharpton. Another plane. I listened to Mr. Sharpton at some point during the service do some shout outs to Tiffany Haddish. They had her stand up, and they had a few others. If the intent that you are there for is purely phonetic, just coming from your heart, at my funeral, I wouldn't give a shit who there. Don't call out nobody's name to stand up. Because if you're there with real love in your heart, people gonna see you there. That's what our society has went crazy with. Every time I appreciate, let me tell you, Money Mayweather, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. Because see, I grew up with somebody that worked with you, Sammy Watson, who in turn has come back to the neighborhood and trying to help people. I appreciate y'all. But during the times like this, I don't need nobody to holler out nobody's name to let the world know that they showed up. If you come because you truly care, people will see that. So don't holler out at my funeral if you're there. Don't holler out nobody's name. Just thank everybody that came for coming. Because until we fix this, and if we don't fix it in LA, see, if we fix it in LA, you watch how everybody emulates what we do. People are trying to emulate what we should be doing already. All these marches and these protests. But see, Crips and Bloods and Hispanics, we know how to do it with a kind of swagger unknown to anybody. Like I said, we don't need no permits. And we ain't gonna tell you when we coming till we start down one of these streets. You're gonna get a phone call saying, hey man, the Crips, the Bloods, and Hispanics have joined together. It's not violent, man, but you should see the numbers. They got little babies. They got people on motorcycles. They got people on three-wheelers. They got people in lowriders. They got people in dirt bikes. They got people in off-road trucks. They got people with their mamas and their grandmamas coming. Believe me, they'll know we ain't playing. But until we do that, they're going to take us as a joke.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't no joke. I ain't no joke. 50 years of CRIPS. You will never, very seldom hear me say Crip. I spell it out. What we meant for it to be, what we meant for.
You got a good message. You got a good message, and I don't want to interrupt or stray away from your message. But before something happens or you got to get away, I got a couple more questions.
Yeah.
One being,
go ahead.
Had you ever heard of Cribs, or was it always Crips?
Let me tell you something. I'm glad you asked. I went to an all-boys school called Jacob Augustus Reese. That's where Bethune is right now.
Right. The bad kids.
Bad boys. It was all boys school. And believe me, if you went there, if you came there with a reputation that was unwarranted, you left there with that unwarranted reputation. The word Cribs, I heard it. I went to after they closed Reese, I went to Edison Junior High on the east side. I got kicked out of Horseman, Bret Hart, Henry Clay. I got kicked out of all of them because I stood for one thing, my side of town. Raymond Washington was a guy I met at Jacob Augustus Reese when I was in the 8th grade. Raymond came to Reese and jumped in the swimming pool and ordered everybody out of the swimming pool because we were the only school in the city with a swimming pool. I didn't know nothing about Raymond, so I wasn't getting out the swimming pool. Raymond went underwater and pulled me underwater, and we came up squabbling, and Coach Brown, which was a gym coach, got us out of the water, separated us, and told us both, if you guys want to carry this on any further, you can go in the padded room. Me and Raymond went in the padded room. But when me and Raymond came out of the padded room, me and Raymond were equal. Me and Raymond shared a common cause. CRIPS. And now that Raymond and Bulldog and Craig Craddock, those guys from the east side who put that together, today, I tell people, because there's been so much criticism, what does Crip mean? I've heard people try to say what Crip mean. It ain't never been a Crip. I've heard people say what Crip mean.
When they
have only spent.
You're talking about when they
they don't have no real insight. So today, Kev Mac, and anybody else who's listening, I don't care what you think. I'm going to give you what God gave me. CRIPS, collectively reciprocating individuals' potential spirits. God gave me that in 2007 in Wayside. I ran the program that Baca had set up out there. I ran it for him because I knew it was an avenue for me to get to a lot of the gang members there. I played basketball with them. I did burpees with them. I Superman the floors with them. Yeah, in my 50s, I was Superman the floors, not because nobody told me to, because I wanted to show my younger brothers that nobody is above doing collective work. Now, here it is, all these years later, and I look back. CRIPS, collectively reciprocating, passing on, individuals, potential spirit. We all have a potential spirit that has been lie dormant within us. Pray and ask for your purpose in life. You may not agree. I didn't agree when I went to prison. Cutes didn't agree when he went to prison. And a lot of other brothers and sisters didn't agree when they went to prison. But they agree today that they are at home with a different conscience, a different perspective on life. Prison saves a lot of our lives, brother. You have to admit it. If your life has been sustained, the work is still available for you.
Yes, sir.
Even if you, hey, I'll be a Crip to the day I die. But I love T. Rogers. I love a lot of other bloods I know. I could go on and name. I don't have to do that. I'm telling you, anybody that know Donald Archie Sweetback, no. I'm the brother who hasn't given up on y'all, you younger generation. I don't get on these interviews and ridicule you for the way you live your life, for the way you see things. I don't do that. Anytime you hear me speak, I'm just forwarding the message, which is reciprocating. I'm just forwarding the message that I have lived for 50 years and commencing with the word of God, because without God, I am not worth a dime. I want everybody to know that. I'm not sitting here like I'm some God and I'm somebody to listen to. But if you know the history of CRIPS, regardless to who has distorted you, do your history. On Tookie's dying bed, he put in his book the day he met Donald Sweetback Archie. I already had my crew. He just became a part of my crew. But from the inner circle of every circle has haters. We can't worry about them. They're gonna be here. But because of haters within the Westside Crip group, they started to fill Tookie's head with a lot of nonsense. And he started doing things that were unethical and out of his zone. I don't believe Tookie killed none of those people. Believe this. I was with him the night that the infamous trench coat came up missing. I was with him the night that they say he killed all those people up there on 103rd and Vermont in that motel. I'm telling you what God loves. Westside Crips had nothing but love for mankind from the conception to today. I love each and every one of my fellow brothers and sisters. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what color you are. As long as you respect me and respect what I stand for, I'm going to do the same with you.
Well,
if we have a problem, I'm going to get out the way.
You got a great memory, man. And it is a lot of people that want to hear what you got to say, because you at the top of the how you say it?
List.
Yeah, definitely at the top of the list. But
Kev Mac, let me say this in short.
Go ahead.
There is nobody on the West Side can resurrect the round table but me.
Right.
You might have been, wait a minute, people might have been a West Side Crip, but you wasn't there day one when it all started. I'm not bragging. I'm not nothing. I'm just saying that I'm still here. Let's get this together.
Right.
I'm not putting nobody down. I'm not saying that this person or that. You know who you are. You know what you do. All I'm saying today, let's get together and do this right. We can make, if we get together, people, man, they got people in Japan, Berlin, and everything protested. It all derives from Los Angeles, California. Crip and blood, the red and the blue rag.
Mm-hmm.
In our neighborhoods, that's where it comes from. In the Hispanic neighborhoods, I feel for them brothers. They go through just as much as we go through. We have been lied to, stepped on, and kicked in the behind for too long.
Mm-hmm.
How long is long enough?
Let me sneak 2 more questions in. Where did your parents come from, Sweetback?
We come from Ohio.
All right. So
my parents come from Mississippi.
All right.
My father, probably to the day he died, he couldn't read or write. He was an illiterate. But he knew how to go to work every day and come by and bring rabbits and deer and stuff for us to eat. He didn't have a whole lot of intellect, but he had a lot of love. My mama is still alive, and she might be listening to what I'm saying. I told my mother, I'm going to make you proud of me one day. She told me, she said, I'm already proud of you, son. She said, but do me one favor. Don't go back to prison. I owe that to my mama. I owe it to myself. I owe it to my children, my brothers and sisters, my friends, my neighbors. I owe it to humanity. That's why I'm speaking tonight. I don't do this very often.
Right.
Because there's so many hard heads out there. They don't want to listen. But if you don't listen to nobody, you better listen to when they tell you to wear face masks, you better listen to your mama when she call you on the phone and tell you she love you. You better listen to your neighbors that tell you, thank you, son. I appreciate you going to the store for me. Our elderly in our society have become so afraid of the youth in our world, specifically Los Angeles. Our elderly, when they see young people coming down the street, they do the opposite. They get out the way. Some of them even walk out inside in the middle of the street because they're afraid of what these youngsters gonna do to them. How can we have our mothers, fathers, aunts, uncles, and any elderly person, regardless to race, creed, or color, afraid to walk down the street? Afraid to say, how you doing today, young man? Afraid to say, can you help me across the street? My vision is bad. They're afraid to ask those questions now. They're afraid to ask them because the system has messed up the society when it comes to young people. They beat us. They do what they want to do to us. I don't need no police to police me. If you want to help, first and foremost, that police, that name. See, a lot of people don't look up what things mean and all that. But Kev Mac,
Yes.
I want to read something to you.
Go ahead.
Okay?
Yep.
It's called, can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. It's called Unbroken. Staring at a wall I so often seem fixated in memory about how our Savior created this world to be. Dark illusions dart through my mind. I'm befuddled about the atrocity that persists in my lifetime. As a recipient of pain and social unrest, my message commenced with a prayer to ease the stress. We're only human, so give the burden to our God. He's only asking us to relinquish stupidity and hatred from our hearts. This isn't the first time Christ had to intervene to save our world. Be cognizant, my people, on the way you approach dignity with a threat as a sword. God's way is certainly higher than mine. Unite with me, America, to retrieve the only hope that should be visible to all mankind. Be vigilant, but be consistent in this time of unrest. And Christ will prevail without any further of Trump's help. He's a menace to society and has no place in God's throne. It's not my place to say so, but he's an imbecile and he won't last long. One thing in closing, I want you guys to understand. It's an advantage to a dictator when men cease to think. Well, we just start listening to the system and thinking, okay, that's right. They got us under the gun. Ain't nothing we can do. Yes, it is something we can do. In this city, they scared of us, y'all. But let's make them afraid of us from what we were meant to do, not what they pushed us to do. They pushed us to patrol our neighborhood. They pushed us to tell us different factions didn't like each other and started a war. We used to fist fight. We used to fist fight with 6 Deuce Brims, original Westside Crips. A lot of them dudes was my partners, still is my partners. Wake up. Wake up. This is the roll call. Like James Brown used to say, I can get my own. Just open up the door, I get it myself. I don't need you to give me nothing. I just need my fellow confidants and comrades to come together. That's opening up the door. We'll get it ourselves. Mr. Hill Harper, I hope you hear me calling on you. Jay-Z, I hope you hear me calling on you. Kanye, and your wife, I hope you hear me calling on you. A lot of the Crip and Blood rappers, Snoop, Jeezy, and a lot of the rest of them. I hear y'all. I hope y'all hear me calling on you. Snoop, you was at Tookie's funeral, and I gave you a poster of us. I hope you hear me calling on you now. Bottom line.
Talk, Kings, what's up?
Talk to me, Kev Mac.
Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up,
Man.
Loco? What's up, Kev
Big
Mac?
Homie?
What's up? What's up, Conrad Sweets? How you doing?
I love you, man. I love you.
I love you too. You my
That's what's
brother.
up.
You my cousin.
Cute.
What's
Cute.
up, Donna?
Cute.
Yeah.
Boy, they just don't know. They just don't know, Cute.
Yeah.
And let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something about Cute. Cute was a young man coming up under me and Tookie and everybody else. But
That's
Cute
funny.
held his head up. He walked the streets with us. Him and guys like him, Preacher Mike, Keith Henderson, Mike Conception, Barefoot Pookie, all them other guys that came up under the original older guys. Them guys is real, man. But you got guys like Cute, who went to prison and society deemed him nothing. But God redeemed him and brought him back home. He not only fights for blacks, he fights for all races, creeds, and colors.
That's right.
And today, I introduce him to you. You already know him, but I introduce him to you. Because let me tell you something. And I ain't stroking my own. There's not a Westside Crip that can say the things I'm saying today. Believe that. And when I say Cute cares about them brothers he left up in them stoops, and when I say brothers, I'm talking about all race, creeds, and colors who go through the struggle. Bottom line. And I give this to my brother right now, Cute, because I've talked enough. But believe me, it's all love.
But don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere, Dono. I want you to stay around. Well, I know Dono hit on. I know my brother Dono Archie, my childhood friend, my big homeboy, and I'm humbled to the fact to say that he is one of my big homeboys amongst other OGs that I had in my corner when I was a little kid coming up on that west side. But what he said about me being an advocate for the downtrodden, the brothers that's locked up inside of the penitentiary, who's on a modified program right now. Basically, I know you guys are on lockdown. I know you guys ain't receiving no visits. Some of you probably just had a baby and you ain't got to see the baby. I know that phone calls is probably not the way you would like them to be, you know, with how much money they charge for a phone call. And then if you get your own phone, then they want to write you up and make a big deal about it because they got a monopoly on our phone calls. They got a monopoly on our packages. Whereas before we could get our loved ones to put money together. None of us are rich, and our family would come together. They would go to different stores and gather us up some goods. It wasn't a lot, but it was from their heart. And we would get our packages, and we would get our boxes back inside of the prison. We didn't think of ourselves. We would share what was in our packages. We would share, and we would trade stuff too, you know, and that's how we did. And that's the way it should be. But now, the only way you can get a package is through them. They own the PIA. They got investments in the packages. It's like a big giant plantation, and we the slaves, and they the master, riding around on the horses, just taking. They got the biggest union in California, one of the biggest unions, the CCPOA. They put those politicians in office that keep us locked up, that change the laws to be harder on us. And then we're in there fighting each other because we done lost our focus. Our focus needs to be on getting out of there. Our focus needs to be on sharing our legal briefs, you know, for those of us who could read good, for those of us who could write good, for those of us who could look up case history. Man, we need to get people up in the library. We all need to work together because that's what we did in Donovan, man. That's what we did in Old Folsom when I was there. Even when I was about, you know, the business, there were still brothers outside of that trying to focus on the bigger picture, you know, of getting out of the system because the laws had changed so bad that they had washed us up, man. I mean, washed us up. When I got there was a brother there named Yellowhammer. Yellowhammer had already been there.
Let me stop. Hey, Donald Archie, people are asking if you have a GoFundMe account or a Cash App so they can send you some money.
No, I don't have. Like I tell you, brother, and I appreciate love. Let me tell you something. My mother 2 years ago, she would always go visit my sister in Vegas. And one time I got a call back that my mother was in the hospital and she couldn't breathe, and they gave her 6 months to live. Well, I want to tell you, and I want to tell everybody that's listening, you only get one mama, partner. Cherish her while she's available. Because when she gone, I don't want to know. I don't know. There's some people that know. But I said all that to say this. I had been in and out of prison. And every time I come home, my mama would say, come over here with me. Because I'm like my mama. I'm meticulous. I keep things clean. But my mother taught me. She said, any job available should be the job you know how to do. So in and out of prison, I know how to do all kinds of work. But today, I'm homeless. But I don't cry about it because guess what? I know that God said, if you be trusted with a little, I will give you a lot. I ain't worried about me, and I appreciate it. But no, I don't have none of that. I don't have none of that. I'm just getting, I got a Samsung S9, and if it wasn't for Kev Mac and Cutes today and my son, there's a lot of things I don't know how to do on these phones.
Okay, well, I'm gonna help you arrange that, man. So you'll be able to come back on one more time and get him the information so you could get some money in your pocket, bro.
Yeah, man.
That's
Let me
what's
tell you
up.
something, Kev Mac. I appreciate, and let me tell you this. When my young homeboy Cute, he ain't that much younger than me, but my younger homeboy Cute, we always talk. But when we came to the conclusion that we were fed up, because see, we both serve the same God. Same way he touched me on my shoulder is the same way he touched Cutes on his shoulder.
That's right.
We have two powerful entities going for ourselves out here in the black and brown community. That's Kev Mac and Alex Alonso. They got some Waiupi getting some brothers to come on there. But why would you go when we got two people over here who are doing a great job fighting for us? They're under scrutiny just like Kev Mac and Alex Alonso. They're under scrutiny just like us. Because anybody that's about change, just like my boy Cuse and them, talking about, they didn't forget the guys that they left in there. And anybody that comes out here and forgets somebody they left in here, you need to get on somewhere and sit down.
Yep.
It's about us pulling each other up. We're unbroken. You're not gonna, you ain't gonna break no real Crips and Bloods and Hispanic. You ain't gonna break us.
No.
You might knock us down, but you ain't gonna break us.
Nope.
Am I lying, Cute?
No, you ain't lying, because that's the whole get down. That's the whole get down, Donald. The whole get down is to get a motherfucker inside of that wall or out here on these streets and try to break his ambition, break his spirit, take away his pride, take away his dignity, and just call you any old kind of name that's less than human, and then it's all right for them to kill you now because they didn't made you some kind of beast or animal. So the way they do it now is what they say, well, he was full of drugs, or they say he was a gang member, or they say he was an MS-13, or they say, oh, he was a Mexican mafia, or they say, oh, he was a BGF, or they say, oh, he was a OG original Westside Crip. Oh, he was a Westside, he was an Eastside Crip. No, he was a Blood, he was a Pyru. No, he was a Brim. See, all that shit, they use all of that to say that we're not human. But we latched on to that because it's not all bad. There's good in everything. But they try to make whatever we about all bad. They try to color the whole picture bad. By them doing that, they set the laws in place to lock us up for the rest of our fucking life. Those of us that they don't shoot, you know, on a dark street. You know, like I said, the invention of the cell phone is a deceiver's greatest enemy, because back in the day, them dirty ass cops would get us on their back streets when they put me and Chucky over in front of that Carnation place, and they tried to choke Chucky out that night, and I choked his ass. Then the other one jumped on my back, hitting me with the stick. I saved my cousin's life that night. I know I saved his life that night. And they've been doing this dirty shit to us for a long time. But it's like a waste of your time if you sitting out there getting mad at a cop, because a cop is doing what he was voted in to do. We got to go beyond him. We got to go beyond his boss, his commissioner. All of those people, those are small people. We got to get up there where the politicians are at. We got to vote in some laws that'll put them in check, because this is my idea. My idea is that if we purge all of their files and see the ones who had a worse record than this giraffe-looking motherfucker who choked out the innocent George Floyd, I'm telling you, that dude's record ain't got shit on some of the records of cops that's floating around our streets. Them motherfuckers got way more disciplinaries than him, and they still get to suit up, boot up, put on their holsters, you know, and come down on our community, and we just got to wait for one of them to explode on one of our kids, and then we all in the news again, then we marching, then you try to separate us because we the ones that march that want to tear some shit up. We not the ones that march and want to just, you know, kumbaya motherfuckers. You know, all is needed. But I hate when you put us up under the bus, because we the ones that like to burn and loot and whatnot, because we pissed off and we want to reach out and touch somebody. So we touch the closest thing at us, and sometimes it's a window. And that's just the way it is. Is it right or is it wrong? Was it right or wrong when those police kill us? It was wrong. Was it right or wrong when the police shot that Black Panther in his house down there in the 50s over 100 and some times, and they found out that he was laying in the bed, and they just kept shooting through the house because they had demonized him, saying he was a Black Panther member. Now, what the police are doing in the public, and your scary ass president who's hiding in a bunker, hiding in a fucking bumper, and put a fucking wall around the state capitol, which is basically a museum for the people. You know, buses pull up, tours come up, you go in there, you look around, you see the great presidents of the United States. Now his big head's picture's gonna be up there eventually. I don't know why, but they ought to put it in the bunker. Yeah, they ought to put your motherfucking picture in the goddamn bunker, you scary bitch. And they need to put your best friend's picture in the bunker with you, and that's that bulldog-looking bar, motherfucker, your yes man. But saying this, I'm just alluding to that all of the laws that are in place right now we got everybody ready to vote. You guys got to go sign up and vote, man. Everybody that's off parole can sign up and vote. We got laws going down right now where we're trying to get the inmates to vote while they're still incarcerated. And there's over 100,000 of us that are incarcerated. Imagine if we get all of those inmates legalized to vote, 100,000 of us, we would be stronger than the CPOA. We would be stronger than the cop union. We would be one of the strongest forces to deal with. And we could make laws that will affect the inner city poor people. We get more training programs done in our community, because we ain't asking for no motherfucking handouts. We asking for hand-ups. Yeah, homie.
No, you guys had faded. I didn't hear nothing. I didn't know you were still talking. No, go ahead, homie.
Okay, so as I left off when I was inside of the prison, I was talking about the packages, and I was talking about the phone calls. I was talking about the PIA. I was basically talking about slave labor and how the system is designed to hurt the poor people, because it's our mothers, our fathers, our brothers, our sisters who pay that phone bill when we make that collect call. Instead of just giving us a regular phone call or letting us have our own phone. They want to charge us an astronomical amount of money, and through the whole phone call, you hear, this is an inmate calling from a correctional facility. All through your call, it's so loud that you can't. And if you're talking to an elderly person in your family, it confuses them. So I already know. So I know you guys are in there. I know you're frustrated. I'm talking to the whites. I'm talking to the blacks. I'm talking to the others. I'm talking to everybody that's in there, man. I want you guys just to have some resolve and some composure in there. I want you guys to be strong and don't give up, because some laws is about to change, man. And it's going to change for your benefit. But you got to be around, benefit from them. I had a lot of brothers, man, check out on me, man. I mean, when I was in prison, it was hard in there. A lot of brothers don't make it through for whatever reason. I don't know what goes through a man's mind, but sometimes people just can't take it. But I'm just telling you, be strong. Hang in there, man. It might seem like it's forever, but, man, that day is coming. That door is going to open, and you got to be ready, man. When you get to these streets, this is where the real test begins, because motherfuckers out here will push your patience to the limit. And you got to know how far you could go. You got to watch what you say. You got to watch what you do. And you already know how to do this. I'm not telling you nothing you can't do. If I could get off parole, which I have, you could get off parole too. If I could be paroled from CDC from the main line, then you could be paroled from CDC from the main line. I'm telling you, if Donald Archie could walk the streets of South Central in the neighborhood that he grew up in for all of these years, he still lives in this neighborhood. I go over there every blue moon. He walks those streets every night. He's a special kind of human being. Every rapper you ever heard about, every movie star you heard about that plays a tough guy or talks about a tough guy, they don't live down in their hood. They'll sing about it, but they don't live down in it. He lives down in it. He's down in it every night. So his character, he's a good character. He's a good person. And he has empathy for the other people that, are having time, struggling. A lot of people are struggling right now. There ain't a lot of good jobs out there. And then when they do have jobs out there, they only like seasonal jobs. They like, this, we're going to work these guys until this project is built, and then boom, we done with them. It's like that. We need to get some good training jobs out there. They got long-lasting jobs. They got pensions. They got 401ks. We need to get jobs like that for our young people. Then our young people won't be so interested in joining a gang. Then our young people won't be so interested in wanting to get high and check out and not face reality for what it is. Because today, I accept life on its own terms. Sometimes it can be fucked up. Sometimes it can be okay. But the bottom line, I'm not waking up every morning with a concrete ceiling over my head. I know the feeling of that too. But I tell you guys one thing. Do not be intimidated by Washington right now. Do not be intimidated by Trump. Trump is a scary motherfucker, man. If there ever was a scary president in the world, he is the scariest. What president have you ever known to put a gate, a big ass fucking black gate around the White House and hide in a bunker just because people are outside protesting? Whoever does that? I mean, when the Watts riot occurred back in the early 60s, mid 60s, my grandmother lived right over there off of Central. And when the riot took place, it came down Central. The first place got burnt up was a store called Whitefront. All the rioters were the East Side Outlaws. The rioters was the Slaussons. All the rioters was the gang members. And those gang members, they put in work because they were frustrated. But do you think my grandmother got up and said, let's go down in a bunker? Let's put up a big ass fucking wall gate in front of our house? You know what my grandmother did? She opened the front door, went down to the sidewalk, told the kids that was bringing stolen stuff down the street. She said, you guys be careful. You guys, please be careful because they're shooting out here. My grandmother talked to them people like they were just normal people, and she had concern for them. She wasn't like, oh, these people are dangerous. oh, I live in such a horrible neighborhood. We stayed on 18th Street. My grandmother knew everybody on the street. She knew all the kids. She knew, you know why? Because she sold pigeons. All the kids came to her house to buy the pigeons. We had racing tumblers. We had racing birds, racing homers. We had tumblers. We had checks. We had every kind of bird. We had hollers. We had, which you don't want to fly, but it's good to cut him into something, and you might get a good tumbler.
Hold on, Q. Sweetback, did you raise pigeons?
No, man. Me and Tookie them raised pit bulls.
Yeah.
Cute raised pit bulls too.
Hey, Donna, do you remember? You remember that day when you and Took stole that striped pit bull, and y'all came over my house, and my mama and me, we was leaving out the front door, and you and Mouse and Took was in the front yard, and I said, "Wait a minute, I know y'all ain't gonna let that dog fight Brownie." And y'all said, "No, we're not gonna let him fight." And then my mama said, "Y'all better not be fighting them dogs." She said, "Come on, cutes, we going to Broadway." So I left with my mama, and y'all let them dogs fight in the front yard. You remember that shit?
Hey, let me tell you something. It's like Kev Mac say, God has sustained me physically. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I thank God every day for every night I go to bed and for every day I wake up. But I got to say this to y'all.
Yeah.
When they formed this thing called stimulus, when they start sending these stimulus checks out, right? Stimulus is a gift for people who are in need, right or wrong?
Yeah. You right.
I got a letter yesterday saying they took my stimulus $1,200 and gave it to child support. I got 5 kids by 5 different women, and I try to do the best I can for all of them from birth. None of my kids' mamas have ever been on the county. They took my $1,200 stimulus and sent it to child services. For what? I'm 66 years old. Give me my money. I want my money.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. I want my $1,200. The $1,200, they weren't supposed to be able to bother. That stimulus is to help.
Right.
How are you helping if you're taking my money and giving it to a part of the system? I want my money.
Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you something. I learned a long time ago in the game. I use profanity sometimes, but I learned in the game that it don't do nothing but make me look smaller.
Yeah.
And I'm God's child. I ain't trying to look no smaller than what I am. I am no comparison to my Savior. No comparison.
Yeah.
But I do know who I work for. I know who y'all work for, because we wouldn't be on the same channel talking about the same thing. See, before we didn't have all this. We didn't have all these avenues, like Cuse was saying about modern technology. That's why today, I wouldn't care. I guarantee you Cardi B, Jay-Z, Hill Harper, and everybody that I have named that I would like to see help from, I guarantee you they hear it. Because social media and all this other shit gonna make sure they hear it. Because people with a sound mind and body cannot do anything but respect everything that Kev Mac is trying to do, Alex Alonso is trying to do, Cutes is trying to do, I'm trying to do, and a host of others who get on these interviews and not tell war stories, but tell the need. There would probably be no Crip or blood if they would have never suppressed us in 68, 69. We were tired of y'all. We were tired of the system. We were tired of them white folks running driving by us and spitting on us. That's why I tell people today, my name Donald Archie, and I mean that. I don't say that to sound like I'm no bigger than the next man, but I am thankful and proud of what God has allowed me to do with my life, good and the bad. I've done the bad.
Hey, Donald, I'm glad that I could have a decent conversation with a reputable like you, you know, and have a sensible conversation, because out of all of our whole set, all of us, we basically communicated the same way with the same type of verbiage. We always prided ourselves on being clear communicators. Tookie, he set a standard on that as well. So all I'm saying, I don't like to use profanity myself, but when I do use it, I'm calling it. I'm calling it in my mind to use it. I'm not just doing it out of ignorance. Yeah. But I'll tell you this, Donald Archie. I can't hear you, Don.
You calling it like it is.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Yeah. Because I don't like the president. Yeah. I don't like it.
Oh, no, but guess what? We ain't going to talk about him too much, because that gives him too much leverage.
Yeah.
We know what he is.
Yeah.
He ain't nothing new to blacks and Mexicans. Yeah. His kind ain't nothing new to us.
Well, today, today, Rodney and General Colin Powell and a lady from Alaska, she's on the fence, but those generals and some more generals put them down. And President Bush said they're not supporting that dude. So that dude got a bunch of Republicans, from the upper echelon of Republicans who saying, hey, man, we can't vote for you because you're foul. We don't like the way you're doing things. Who would bring the whole military and secret police, people with badges on, secret agents and whatnot, to turn them on the public, the people, taxpayers like me and you? Who would take their army, their military? That shit happened in Tiananmen Square. That kind of shit happens in North Korea, not in the United States of America. That's why I know this dude is in bed with Putin. This dude is a dictator. And for all of you Republicans, you spineless son of a bitches who can't stand up like Rodney did today and yesterday, all of y'all going to be voted out of office too. I have no respect for none of the Republican Party. All of you are a bunch of bitches. And you know what a bitch is? It's a female dog. And that's what you guys are. You can't. At least when Crips got mad at each other, we would stand up to each other. We didn't take each other's shit. We would always argue things out because we were men, and that's how we behaved with each other. Same way with the rival gangs. The rival gangs, we would interact with each other. We're not gonna just go and get in our little house, put a fence around, and get in our little bunker, be a scary little bitch like you, Trump. Trump, how could you try to act like you tough now? We all know you a little scary punk. You a PC, motherfucker. You didn't PC'd in the White House. You didn't turn the White House into a PC place. Got a gate around your White House. Kind of shit is that? You little punk. That's what Trump is, a little punk.
Hey, man, you say you don't cuss and you just winning.
Because sometimes certain people can bring up the worst thing.
He described sometimes in describing an individual, you have to take words that may not necessarily be okay with some. But see, that's why I say, everybody said, man, you ain't gonna tell Sharpton he needed to go sit down. Why not?
I'm not.
We got new leaders.
Yeah.
Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, Martin Luther King, they had their time. We thank you. But Trump them ain't scared of you, Sharpton. But I guarantee you when these Crips, Bloods, and the Hispanics, when the Crips, Bloods, and the Hispanics get together, oh yeah. And I don't want them to be scared. I just want them to take notice.
Yeah.
Because for 50 years, man, I've been crying for this to happen for 50 years, for Crips, Blood, and Hispanics to see the light. They've been bamboozling us for 50 years, y'all.
Yeah.
Mr. Balmer, the white man who owned the Clippers, who just bought the farm, who's building a stadium out there. Mr. Balmer, my name Donald Sweetback Archie. We need you, man, because you have come to our city and put money into the city. Not just your basketball team. He put money into the city. I heard on a program the other day where he gave $100 million to Inglewood to help the schooling and everything else. We have to chime in on the people that's wanting to help, that can help.
Hey, Donald.
The people that, yeah.
Hey, what about this motherfucker? Now, okay, I used to be don't laugh. I used to be a Cowboy fan, but I was a Cowboy. Hold on. I was a Cowboy fan when Don Meredith was the quarterback. I was a Cowboy fan when Bob Hayes.
You're telling your age.
When Bob Hayes was on the team. Okay, but now the Cowboys up today. All right. George Floyd, he don't come from a rich family. He has family, and he has a little daughter, and she was crying her little heart out, just like I cried when my father died. But man, the Cowboys, really, the quarterback of the Cowboys, you couldn't think of a better place to give $1 million to? Really, man? Fucking really, man? Huh? You gonna give $1 million to the pigs, dude? Is you fucking serious? What kind of shit is that, motherfucker?
Dak Prescott. Call his name, Dak Prescott.
Man, I'm not dignifying that motherfucker by calling his name, and I hope every time he gets sacked, it's a sack-ending career. Because he reminds me of one of them NC Hammer motherfuckers who brought a helicopter for the motherfucking police to chase black people.
Accused.
Yeah.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Man.
Hey, but yeah, you got valid points still though, Cutes.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense.
Loco, why you scratching your head?
Oh man, I'm just chilling. Just listening to y'all, man. I've been sitting
there. Hey, Loco.
Yes,
hey, Loco, blaze up one, man.
I was just getting ready to say, every time I see Loco, Kev Mac say, "Come on, Loco, chime in." Loco say, "Yeah, in a minute, cuz I'm hitting the blunt."
Hey, the last time.
Go ahead,
Dono. Dono. The last time I was with Loco, he was checking some fool who was telling him he was trying to critique me and the Loco's history of where the Africans came from and how they sold us and shit. And I was telling the dude, it ain't no way in hell that them old ass shipmen could have chased us all through Africa and catched us. It ain't no way they could have caught us. Man, some of our tribes were 7 feet tall average.
You know what it was, Cutes?
Yeah.
If the Africans was getting prisoners of war. So Africans were capturing Africans.
Exactly.
And then they gave them to the
exactly.
white.
That's what we were saying. That's what we were saying.
Kev Mac.
Yes, sir.
I am not an African. I'm a black man that lives in America.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom line.
Yeah.
I understand. I understand, but it kind of makes me frown when I hear everybody say Black Lives Matter. All lives matter.
Yeah.
I understand, but all lives matter. If we just focus on black, then the world will never heal.
Yeah.
We have to focus on humanity, man. We have to focus on everybody, every race. If you don't want to be a part, then we'll find that out. And we won't waste no time on it. But Loco,
yes,
you know Lil AD.
Yes, sir.
Do you know Little AD?
Yes, I do. I
You
know
know
of
him?
him. I know of him. I don't
Okay.
know him personally.
Well, I've been ever since when Nipsey went down. God forbid.
Sir.
Ever since Nipsey went down, I was there.
Right.
I was there. I was there before A-Trays and 6-0s and some other guys walked from Ralph's. I was there.
Sure.
I was there before they got there. They had some of them asked me, "Come on, man, get up there with Big U and them." I don't need to be in the front. I don't need to be in the front. Because what I gotta say is gonna be heard sooner or later.
Right.
I appreciate that. But that guy, Lil AD, seems to be somebody who wants peace for us.
Right.
Skip Townsend is another one. Taco is another one. I'm talking about brothers. Some people may not like them, but I'm telling you that the work that they are doing is imperative to the resurgence of synergy between all man. See, if we just speak of us, that's gonna be hard to fix.
Don't forget Big Fuck Off.
But when we speak of everybody, you don't leave nobody out.
So
Big
See,
Fuck Off.
we have said some names today, and believe me, they're gonna hear it. They're gonna hear it. Every time I look around, they buying Lamborghinis and Ferraris and all kinds of cars for each other. We ain't asking you for a whole lot. We're asking you for your love and support. If you want to funnel some money into my organization, which is Genocide No More, then that's okay too. If you don't, that's okay too. Because for 50 years, ain't nobody helped me do shit. Ain't nobody helped me do shit. And I have not complained. Same with Cute. We have not complained. But we love our society enough to not want to just sleep and say, "Oh man, I don't want to risk going back to prison. I don't want to risk the police of putting me out front. Put me out front. Put me out front.
Yeah.
Put me out front, because it's for the right thing."
If you die in this life doing something good, then you like a martyr. You didn't die for something that's worth dying for. Before, when I was out there gangbanging, I lost my blood, my life in the street of gangbanging for senseless violence. If I was able to sacrifice my life, my being for that, what do you think I'm going to put into this? I'm trying to do the right thing now. So I'm motivated to do the right thing. And I ain't scary like you, Trump. I don't need to put a gate around my house. I don't need to build a bunker. I don't need to walk around like I'm tough, and I'm not, because you got the army on one side of the street, the National Guard on the other, and you act like you and your skinny daughter is going to take a stroll down to the church, and you go hold the Bible like you holding a kitty litter. What's up? What's up with that? Motherfucker hold the Bible like he had a bag of kitty litter, dog. Like dog poop. He had the Bible like that, like, oh, you couldn't quote no scripture, dude. You made an ass out of yourself. But hey, watch this, Donald. Between now and election.
I love to hear you talk.
Yeah, between now and election, Trump, it ain't no way you could turn this shit around. You could try to put the attention on Korea. You could try to put the attention on anything else, but the attention is going to stay on you. We're going to remember you holding that Bible. Fact of the matter is, we're going to make posters and shirts of you holding the Bible that way and say, this is a man who does not know the word of God. He doesn't even know how to hold a Bible.
Hey, Mr. Sweetback. Hey, Q, so let me ask a question right quick.
Okay.
So, Sweetback, I've been seeing in the media that when people are saying all lives matter, it seems like it offends the blacks or the Black Lives Matter movement. So is it safe for us to say, and you calling the arms all the brothers, all the Mexicans and the Hispanics and the blacks, the Crips and the Bloods, Is it safe for us to say all lives matter and not be looked upon like, oh, well, they want to do something different? You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's trying to scream this other thing.
Loco.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me, Loco?
Uh-huh.
Let me tell you, that's a good question. I don't care what no other human think about what I'm doing, because I'm doing the right thing and I'm working for the one and only. I don't care what nobody thinks. I know what I'm saying and what Cubes is saying. We were written off. We were deemed dummies and all that. But today we're sitting here holding a conversation with some intellect. Mm-hmm. We're sitting here holding a conversation to not just help individuals, but help the world.
That's right.
When we help the masses of everybody, see, there's some trailer trash that don't like some of them upper white folks either.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's who my call is to. That's who our call is to. To the ones that not just Trump, but our society has deemed unfit. We're the real frontline workers because we're the ones doing this. I'm not getting a dime for sitting here talking about what's on my heart. Cute, Kev Mac. Kev Mac has a platform, and I guess if you go on it enough, people might say, well, I'm going to invest some money in this brother. You understand? And I hope Floyd Mayweather hear us. I appreciate you giving that boy, his family, all that money to have those memorials everywhere. I appreciate that, Floyd. But Floyd, I know you live in. Hey,
let me tell.
Hey, Floyd, I know you live in Vegas, and I know that there's many other billionaires there. That's why I mentioned Miss Ellen DeGeneres. That is one good white woman, homie. That is one good person. And one day I'll be on her show. Me and Cute. Because if I go, Cute is going. I don't have nobody to ride beside me other than Cute. Cute came up right there with me. A little younger, but came right up there with me and hasn't quit. There's some other ones who have came up and made some money, and they don't want you to mention their name because they don't want nobody asking nothing from them. But as soon as you say what position that they really had in their Westside Crips, they get mad. I don't give a if you get mad. Get with us right now to fight this fight. Let's break them down. Let them help us. Genocide No More wasn't just started the other day. I started that in 2007 when I was in jail reading the LA Times where USC went public about Staphylococcus. 85% of USC's team had contracted it. They went public. There's no shame in contracting staff. Quit talking about spider bites, you dummies. That's Staphylococcus. It comes from sitting on dirty toilets, doing dirty stuff. Get educated. Don't follow something that you don't know. Don't follow what I say. Don't follow what Q say. Don't follow the format that Craig Mack, Kev Mac, and Alex Alonso brings to the table. Don't follow that. Follow your heart and your dreams. Never forget your dreams. And your dreams have to see America together.
Kev, where's Goldie, man? He's supposed to be here right now because at My Tribe Rise and Genocide No More, I could see it slashed in there and they get it going, man, with the I could see the down the street with all the people forming and beginning something that's pretty powerful, man. That would be real dope right there.
Loco.
Sir?
Genocide no more.
Yes, sir.
Everybody's out there hollering Black Lives Matter, but when it comes to Crips and Bloods and Hispanics, we speak a different language. Black Lives Matter was created up in the Bay by some people. What we doing down here, we're the frontline soldiers. So we got our own way of speaking. There are some people who have the T-shirts. There are some that don't. As soon as Sloss and Swap Meet opens back up, my brother Abdul is there. He has the patterns. He worked relentlessly with people to put the message that Nipsey was passing on. I took it and took it to a different level. I put Nipsey on some of my shirts with Biggie, Tupac, Tookie, me, and a lot of other people. This is our fight. This is our fight. We have been killing each other too long. Let's stop the killing amongst our people, meaning Hispanics and Blacks. We are the minority that has been shut out of every place in the world. Come on, y'all. Let's do this together. Once we move, all these billionaires and millionaires, they're going to touch us, y'all. They're going to touch some of us with jobs, because a lot of us have intellect far beyond your imagination, America. They're guys behind the ball.
Hey, Dono, they definitely got to start paroling some reputable lifers. There's a lot of leaders that are locked up in that prison that's ready to lead in the right way, and they need to be returned to their communities so they can help with the struggle that we're enduring. And we're not talking about them getting out doing violence. We're talking about them getting out, talking to the youth in their family, talking to the youth in their community, you know, being a part of the solution, because they're not going to be a part of the problem anymore because they learned from being incarcerated. Incarceration gives man a long time to think about, you know, his behavior, what he did right, what he did wrong, what he needs to do now, what is going to be his calling when he gets out. You got a lot of men inside that wall right now that's biting at the bit, chopping at the bit. They want to get out here. They want to go in those places where you guys can't go. You know, they want to go back to their neighborhood. They want to walk down those streets. They want to talk to those people. They want to heal their neighborhood. They want to bring things back, you know, to where it's never been before. And then with the job training programs and you coming out of high school, getting into job training, because everybody's not going to go to the military, we're going to have a bunch of ambition. The youth is going to be filled with dreams again, what America is supposed to be all about. Trump, he was saying, let's make America great again. America has never been that great for the minority. That's why we got that mad when he was saying, let's make America great again. Because he was saying it in a racist way, like America really was great when the white people were real racist, and when they used the Mexicans to work in the field, they had the black, you know, doing the slave labor, you know, and locking us up, hanging us, lynching us. And then, so it wasn't really that great. So for him to make such a statement and people, you know, rally behind that statement, and to this day, you only see a bunch of hicks, you know, getting riled up when he just talks to his little, you know, constituents, his little group. His little group is so small now, it's not going to make an impact when the voting comes. He's losing to Romney by almost double digits now. So, I mean, he's losing to Biden. So he's out. He's a done data. There's nothing he can do good that can wipe away his sin that he already committed already. It's not enough time for him to repent. There's not enough time for him to change the minds of the elderly, because the elderly are the ones that are dying from the coronavirus. And he just straight said he doesn't care about the elderly. And if you guys don't know it, over 100,000 people in the United States have already died from coronavirus. And this son of a bitch He ain't even thought about making a memorial for all of them. He ain't even came on TV and mentioned none of the family's names. I mean, every week you could call off like 100 names. Every week, you know, you could just have a roll call of the people, say, and then had a family say one little thing good by him. The family want to send a picture in of their loved one, they could have like a little, you know, a little holy moment for their family, man. But they don't even want to do that because Trump, all he cares about is the economy. And he's not doing a good job with that. The jobless rate is at an all-time high. Unemployment is at an all-time high. He's not going to turn this shit around between now and election day, but he's trying to turn it around at the risk of your health. I'm going to reiterate this one more time. I already heard they're supposed to open schools in August. If you let your kids go back to school and they don't have a cure, a vaccine that'll wipe this virus off, you're setting your kids for a death sentence. All this thing is going to do is morph into something else, and it's going to start knocking down kids. Once all of those little kids get together and their germs start mixing together, they're going to create a super virus. And if you guys think I don't know what I'm talking about, don't listen to me. And you'll be playing this video back again. And I hope you don't have to. I hope you take heed to the message. I'm telling you, do not let your kids go back to school. Do not let a government tell you to let your kids go back to school so it can look good. Those teachers could get paid by doing home study. They could get paid by doing things over the internet. Those teachers could get paid by interacting with the kids that are at home. Let your kids stay at home. I'm telling you this on everything I love. Do not let your little kids go to school.
Hey, Q, excuse me, Kev Mac.
Yes.
Kev.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got to get up. I got something to do because I help out some elderly people, and I got to go to the store for them.
All right.
But anybody that wants to help me or help genocide no more, Kev Mac, you got my hookup, right?
Yeah.
Give it to him.
Okay.
Because guess what? This is the start. See, we didn't just run out on the street and start doing stuff stupid. We sitting down, putting it into manifestation. We calling on people, active and inactive. Whether you made it or whether you ain't. See, I ain't made it. I'm still on the curve. But guess what? I care. Big difference. Big difference. When you
Sweetback, before you go,
when you catch a poor man that cares.
Sweetback, before you go,
I didn't hear
before
you.
you go,
Hold on,
before
Loco.
you go, yeah, before you go, I want to reiterate what I think I heard you say, and that's a call to arms for all brothers across the nation, not just LA, right? And to come together with the brown man and to make a difference, and let's start pushing towards it. Because before this right here, before you said anything tonight, there has been none that I've heard from many of our elders at all. And you are the elder. So you've made that call, and that's a sincere call, goes out to the Bloods and the Crips across the nation, right? And
Hispanic.
And Hispanic.
Yeah, all these Crips and Bloods that have started up in Hanford and Bakersfield and San Diego, all the Bloods in the town that I was in prison with, all the boys up in EPA that I was in prison with, all them brothers, they've been lying to y'all that, oh, we don't like the boys up north and blah, blah. Man, I love all y'all.
That's right.
I pop my collar like the boys up north when I get a chance to too. No, nobody is exempt. I want all the real ones though. All the ones that been getting on these videos, smoking these blunts, throwing these gang signs where they from. Come on. We all won. Bottom line.
Bottom line.
I gotta go. I thank you, Kev Mac, for having me. Thank you, Loco, for chiming in.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother Cutes.
All right,
Thank
homie.
you, my brother Cutes.
Yeah.
And Lavender for chiming in. Anybody that's in the sound of our voices today, if you don't adhere to what we're asking, I'm gonna call you the name Cutes called Trump. Buster.
It was an honor and a pleasure.
I'll talk to y'all later, man.
All right, be cool,
Talk to y'all
Donald.
later.
All right, homie, be cool.
Take it
Good
easy.
shot. Yeah, man.
That was cool, man. That was cool. We got a little off subject, but that was cool, man. Donald Archie can talk, man.
Oh yeah. He used to do that. He used to talk in the meetings when we had them big meetings back in the day.
Oh, I'm
Donald
sure.
would be talking in the meetings and stuff, and our gang meetings. Yeah, we used to sit there and listen. Yeah, man, it's good though that there's still brothers that's still around. There's brothers that's still around, man, from way back then.
Yeah, why you didn't go to work, Cutes?
Because I'm on vacation.
Oh, damn. That's
Yeah,
why
they gave me a vacation. They gave
what
me
you gonna do, man?
Well, this is my first day. Well, today's my first day of vacation. So I'm just chilling around the pad with my dog today. And then maybe tomorrow, I'm going to put my motorcycle out and probably go for a ride, go down on Imperial and mess with some of the brothers down there in the 30s and swoop on. I might go mess with the Brims too. I might go up there and mess with Reginald and them. But I don't know if his office is open because of the corona. You know, things is opening back up, but they not open back up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Y'all in phase 1 right now, right?
I think so. Yeah.
It's slow. It's gonna be a little slow.
Well, you know, they just trying to count the 14 days and see what's gonna happen. You know, from all of the gathering, they want to see, you know, is this thing gonna spike back up? You know, right. So they're counting right now. And they just, you know, it's kind of like a spooky, quiet period. You know, but it's like Donald said, you know, keep your mask on, and you know, this thing is for real. It ain't nothing to play with. You know, we got to stay healthy. If we're going to fight this fight, it's a long fight. So we got to, the soldiers on the front line, we got to be healthy. You know what I'm saying? We got to be able to get up in the morning with some vigor, some energy, and some drive. I got up this morning and I lifted some weights, and I called Donald to see what he was doing. Then I called Kev Mac to see what he was doing. And then we put it all together today. And then come to find out, I had just one button on my phone I had to hit to make my phone work. I just paid my bill. So I knew I fucked something up.
Oh, that's why you so clear and ain't cutting off. And
yeah.
The ladies want to see your dog.
Oh, he's crazy. If I let him in here, he's gonna be bad. He's like your sister's pit bull. He'd knock me down. I ain't got no shirt on. He'd be biting on me. He's bad. I can't let him out of there. If I go get him from his little area right now, and at nighttime he gets mean. So maybe one day when I come on and I'm outside, I'll do it outside. Man, that dog is bad, man. But, he's a nice looking dog, I tell you that. He weighs like 200 pounds, and he's the big bone shepherds. You know, he's not them little skinny ones that the cops be having. Those are the best ones. Those are the ones that could jump over fences, chase you over a car, over a fucking jump in a tree damn near on you. This one is more of a man stopper. Like if he hits you like right in front of you, he's more of a shepherd like that. He ain't like them real agile ones that'll just go bing, 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 and you'll be like, oh shit, I better stop. Wow. You know, this one here, you know, he's more like you come to the gate and you gotta say, oh, I ain't going in there. Fuck that shit.
Right. All right, well, Q, so I'm gonna get out of here, man. Appreciate you calling me.
Hey, right, just so low. You have a good night. And
All
Kev,
right, yes,
you
sir.
have a
You
good
too.
night. And I'm glad Donald came on so our audience could get a look at Donald Archie. If you want to hear the story about me and Donald Archie, just go to the video archive and look at the story about the Magnificent Seven. Donald Archie was hard in the paint. All right, y'all be cool, man.
Yes,
Take it
sir.
easy.
You too.
Sure.
All right, bro.
Yeah, man, that was turned out to be all right, man.
Man, that was cool. I just want them to catch that message the man said because I mean, that was deep. That was good. That was about time that we heard from somebody. I was wondering who was gonna come with it. You know what I'm saying? And there's probably other brothers that have already, and I'm sure it's other cats leading the fight in that area that he's talking about already too. But that was big, man.
Well, it's probably going to be more people like Donald Archie that have been watching and not letting us know they was watching, not typing, not calling, no text messages or nothing. They may want to step up now.
That's
you
right.
know, because Donald Archie is at the top. You know, he's at the top, and he's well known. He's well respected, and so maybe there will be people on the other side, or even maybe some neighborhoods out the hundreds. They may want to step up now and speak, because I noticed in his roll call he didn't mention the hundreds. He didn't mention the dudes in the hundreds. So, and that's always been the story that we always heard that started in the hundreds. And that's when he said something about speaking, and I chimed in and said, no, we want to hear him speak. That's why his story is so interesting, because he speaks for the 80s, and he go back before all those other dudes that be speaking of that era and that area. And so he's able to give us information we had never heard before, and from a whole new perspective. And I heard a couple lugs he shot at people. I know who they were shot at, but I don't expect out of the audience to understand what was directed at. But he did it real, you know, what's the word? Covertly. You know, he did it real without trying to hurt anybody feelings, you know what I mean, and without putting them on blast. But I'm just amazed he came on Kev Mac Videos. It was long overdue, and he's the right guy to have on your platform, whoever got a platform, dealing with social injustices or humanity or anything dealing with dignity or the Crips or the Westside Crips specifically. I mean, he's the man.
Let me ask you a question, man. You heard from Alex lately?
Not other than a comment on Instagram.
Okay, then, because I hadn't seen no, you know, well, and he might have some new stuff up that I might have seen too. I don't remember, man, but it just seemed like I ain't heard, you know, from him as much here lately.
Yeah, but it was my pleasure to actually have Donald Archie on here. That's another big name, and he came with a message. So that's another name for the archive, and was real good, powerful, like first hour and a half, man. So yeah, Loco, appreciate you coming on, man. I'm gonna get out of here. We trying to get Big H to come on this week and talk about voting. He already said he would. We still looking to try to get Lady.
Yeah. Well, then shit. For the Mac heads and maniacs, I'm gonna go. We're gonna have a treat for y'all, man. After, you know, the hood days and everything gets squared away and we get some editing done, man. You know, be able to, you know, take you into life with me for a day, man. Pretty much like a vlog. And when we have a night where ain't nothing jumping off or whatever, Kev said he'll add it in there. So we're gonna make sure we do that for y'all, man.
Yeah. I want to tell the smart ass motherfucker, I ain't missing no teeth, you faggot ass bitch. I got a rotten tooth, so it look like it's a missing.
You sound like cute.
Oh, bitch ass nigga, old sideline buster ass commenting ass nigga. Ain't got nothing better to do but look at another man in his mouth.
I'm trying to tell you, man.
That's positive to say, though.
It be some strange motherfuckers out there, man. They be talking about a nigga head, you know, different shit. Like, man, come on, dude. Keep it 100, man.
Real.
Quit looking at another man and fucking staring out, trying to figure another nigga out.
Yeah. So, all right, Loco. All right, y'all. As a matter of fact, I'm finna hit you, Loco. I'm finna
All right,
call you.
All right.
Fitzgerald, everybody. I'll see y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Looking out, Super Chats. Appreciate y'all.